Hey friends, TeresaLouise here. Thank you for being here today on Sunday. This, what is it? If I can figure out what month, March 22nd already. Wow. Time sure flies. Time flies. So I thought I'd come on today. I'm feeling somewhat better. So I hope some people join me. And let's see. Looks like we have Donna and Liz. Now I've changed things around in here a bit, so like the computer's way over there. I know. I got to figure out how I'm going to have everything set up. And I got little Willa in here too, and my horse. And yeah, so I've changed all kinds of things around in the sewing room. So I thought I'd go over that with you and what my plans are going forward in the sewing room. And yeah, just some updates. So let's see who else we have. We have Polly. Hello, hello. Yeah, that's a really bad spot for the camera. Melanie. Hello, Susan. Good to see you. I know, Willa. I'm talking. I know. I know. Yeah, I know. She, so whenever I talk on, on the live, she thinks I'm talking to her. Just like Susan's dog, right? The dog is fine until you start talking. All right. So while we're waiting for some other people to join us, and hopefully they can, um, I'll show you what I've been working on downstairs. Yes, indeed. Yep, I hear you. Okay, so I've been working on a little bit of cross stitch. And like I said, I've been cleaning the sewing room. And boy, have I found some stuff. I have found a lot of stuff. And I moved things around. And so now I have everything set up where I still need to go through stuff, but now I have the sections that I want. You know what I mean? So I forgot that I even had this. This is called Stitchy Stars. It really reminds me of Native American type design. And I was thinking, boy, if I had some little teeny seed beads and I knew how to do it, that would be pretty cool for that. You could make a headband or something. Anyway, so I started this for, hopefully get it done by the 4th of July. I don't know if I will or not, but it's my start for the 4th of July. So, and it is a Lori Holt design, Bee in My Bonnet. And of course it's, So Emma from the Fat Quarter Shop. And this is where I am so far. And let's see, I think I'm using 18 count. Yeah, Ada, 18 count. And I'm just doing 1/1, just, not skipping anything. And so it is going to be kind of small, but I think it'll be just fine. It's, not that small. And of course, this gives you all kinds of different counts that you can use and, what size it'll be and all that stuff. And I'm using all of the colors, the threads that they call for. and there's only like 5 of them. So pretty easy. Red, white, blue. There's actually 2 different colored blues. So that's where I am so far. Pretty tiny. Yeah, I cannot see that well. And so I have to wear like 2 pairs of glasses. It's pretty funny. And I have to have a lot of light when I'm doing it. So I probably will cut this down. So what I need to do is cut this in half, and then I'll probably do like a zigzag stitch along the edges here, because that's quite a bit to just hold in your hand. And I do my cross stitch in hand. So, and let's see, here is my floss wallet. So I have my all my extra threads, of course, in the middle, the different needles. I like to, have 2 or 3 needles threaded up and ready to go. And then these are the threads. And when I get to the point where I need to, then I will switch them over onto a bobbin thing like this. And then I just put the number on it there. And I just use those paper bobbins, but they have all kinds of cute ones. And this wallet will fit the bigger bobbins too, you know. So there's that. Calls for Turkish red, peony, Capari, Capri. It's aqua, navy, and white. So that's what I've been doing. Hey, Marla. Yeah, you probably did. What was it, about 3 or 4 years ago, probably, that I made these wallets. And then this is the project bag, which is the matches the wallet, because you got to match, So there's that. And I've been working on this like in the evening, watching TV, hanging out with the hubby. So that's the only cross stitch. Mostly what I've been doing is trying to reorganize this sewing room. And then I've worked a little bit on the horse. So I've just been, I haven't got too much more done. I made some changes up here on the top. Right here, I thinned this dark piece out a little bit more, because I had too much dark up here. So I took some of that out and put some lighter in there. And I think that looks better. And I don't know if you can tell, but I actually moved all of my collage stuff over to this side of the room. It used to be way over there, but now I'm over here, and I moved the table around, and I did all kinds of stuff, which I will show you in just a little bit. Hi, Jan. Hello, Joan. Let's see who else we have here. Thank you, Polly. Yes, Marla, you've been following me for a long time. Thank you. I appreciate it. You've stuck with me, girl. Okay, so how many we have here? We have about 30 people watching. Thank you for being here. I hope everybody's having a nice Sunday. It's beautiful outside. It's really sunny. And the wind's not blowing, but it's only about 45. So it's kind of chilly. But the last couple of days were beautiful. It was like almost 70 degrees here, which I know is down south of Idaho, you know, like Texas and Oklahoma and all those places. They've been really, really hot. And so I'm super, super glad I'm not there. Hi, Terry. So I think this spot that I've moved my collage stuff over to is going to work out better for me because I can sit down when I need to, or I can stand up and still work when I need to do that. So no more sewing machine over in this section at all. So I moved the sewing machine over where the horse used to be, where the design wall is, and like I said, I'll show you guys if you want to see what I've done in the sewing room, um, I'll be happy to show you. That means I'll have to move the camera around though. I still have a lot of organizing to do, so, but, and I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff. Well, I think it's a lot of stuff. It might not be, but I'm even throwing stuff away. Not fabric. I'm not throwing fabric away, but other things, I don't know. Just things that I thought I would repair or fix. I'm like, okay, I've had this for 10 years in this box. I'm not going to fix it, you know. Get rid of it. Let somebody else fix it. But I do have a nice big open spot here now. Okay. So there's the long arm. And there's the patio door going out. I don't know if you guys remember that. And then over here is where I used to have this table, the long white table. And that's where I sat with the sewing machine. And remember, I had up there, I had all the fat quarters and stuff. So all of that is gone. I moved it. And so this area now is going to be for painting. So I moved all of my paints. I'm moving all of my paints over here. And so I'll pick the camera up, flip the view around and show you in just a second. Be a lot easier if I do that because it's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, there's the long arm. And over there is where the horse used to be. Okay. I threw a whole bunch of the wind chimes away, the ones that were really tore up. Now I did fix like 4 or 5 of them, I think. But then, yeah, the rest of them, I did have the box of parts, to fix everything. I know. I'm like, okay, this is not going to happen. Just get rid of them. Wind chimes are not that expensive, I don't think. And those were really in really bad shape. But right, yeah, I got rid of them. So what I think I'll do is I'll pick up the camera and we'll start at the door where I come in at, and then we'll just go around the room. I feel like I have a lot more space, which is pretty cool. I'm still going through stuff though. So hopefully this works out for me the way I'm moving it around, because I don't want to move it again. Hey Nikki, how are you doing? And then after I show you the sewing room, um, I'll talk to you about a couple of projects I'm thinking about working on, and then we'll come over here and work on the horse. And all right. So if y'all don't have any objections, I'm going to pick the camera up and walk around. Okay, Marla. All right. Here we go. All right. Okay, so this is where I come in from downstairs. And here I still have this thing hanging back here. And I just use it for, it's a shoe rack, but it has different supplies in it, sewing supplies and bags and stuff like that. Over here in this corner, and this is just temporarily thing that I have going on. I moved all those fat quarters that were over there on those shelves. I moved them and they're just right there for now. And then so that's where a bunch of fat quarters. And then, oh my goodness, there is the closet. Okay. There's the closet. Oh, I wish we had asparagus come up here. That would be so good. So this is projects, that's the top shelf is all like UFOs type things, work in progress, UFOs. And then the second shelf is projects that I want to do. I haven't cut any of the fabric on those. And there's a couple of block of the months that I didn't start. And then the bottom row down there on the left, on this side, is all my Tula Pink fabric. And then in the middle, I have some Halloween fabric. And then on the other side, I have Christmas fabric. And then over then in this corner is all my cross stitch, and I put all of my threads in these bags. So these are all 100s, 200, 300, so it makes it a little bit easier for me to find. And then down in these drawers here are some more cross stitch stuff, but also orphan blocks. So there's this side of the closet. Of course, it goes way back here. And I just, I have clothes in the closet, but back here are all my boxes for my sewing machines. And then these are all the quilts that need to be quilted. Oh my God, look at that. So they're all hanging up. Okay. So that's the closet. And this design wall. So this is where I used to have. So there's the door, the design wall. And then I used to have the horse over here. Now, a couple of years ago, this is where the sewing machine used to be. All right. So I'm going to try this out again. So the sewing machine. And then I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with those, because they are red, white, and blue. They say, let freedom fly forever. Let freedom fly forever. I'm thinking about making a flag out of them. So I moved some of my sewing things over here. And then these are all the fat quarters that I need to go through and put away. So the fabric I need to put up and organize my fabric. Okay. So I'm really going to enjoy having a big table available again. Oh, over in this corner, over here, there's a bunch of beads and stuff in there, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them or not. I'm still thinking about that. So I still need to organize areas, right? So there's my fabric wall shelf behind the long arm. So that's a mess. It's an organized mess. So obviously you see I have thread up on the top and some fat quarters and stuff. I started back way in the back on the shelf way back there. I don't think you can see it, but I organized jelly rolls, layer cakes, stuff like that. Hey Brenda, doing a little room tour because I changed everything around. Okay, so I didn't move any of that. Just I got to clean it up. All right, the long arm is still in the same spot. And then that's going out to the patio. And then there's that area. So over in that corner, where the wooden sewing case is, that's where I used to set over in that section with the sewing machine. But now so sorry. So in that corner now is I'm going to put up my easel, and it has all my paint and all that stuff. Moving the camera. So You can see I have all my brushes and I got paint. Down there's more paint. And so I have a big easel I'm going to bring in here and set it up over here. There's Willa on her freshly puffed up dog bed. So that container right there, I used to keep my cross stitch thread in that, and now I'm going to put fabric in there, different colors fabrics for the collage. So all of this is going to be a collage area over here. So I'm still going through it. If you're wondering what the numbers are on there, that used to be my husband's, and he had bullets. So those are the different mag: 22, 243, 300, 338. And of course, so I got to get some rubbing alcohol or something, take those off. So that's what I'm kind of I'm planning on doing with that. And then also I'll use those too for the collage. So I still need to organize all that. So that's basically, you'll see how much room I have now for my horse. I still have the window leaning up against the wall, which works really well. And yeah. So I threw a whole bunch of stuff under the long arm, so I still need to clean all of that out. But I'm getting there. So that is pretty much it. Here's all my batiks. Lots of batiks. So let me flip this around. So what do you guys think? Hi, Geraldine. Thank you. Sorry about, the roller coaster ride. Yeah, I still have a lot of cleaning to do. So, and I need to figure out how to set up this needs to be a better spot for the camera and laptop. Maybe now that I have this room, I can set up a couple of cameras. That would probably be good. I also put I don't know if you can see it, but I have my ironing board right here. And it's kind of handy. I have it, slid underneath this table here. And when I need more room on it, I can just pull it out like that. And then I have my colors, fabrics and stuff set up right there. So that works out pretty good. Or if I need to iron something more, I can iron still. And then I can just slide it back in there if I don't need it that far out. So that works pretty good. All right, so I guess I'm just going to go ahead and work on the horse and talk to you all. I'll let you know where I'm at on this. I have I've been doing color number 3, which is kind of a medium light colors. These here, here, and here, and here. So I'm trying to fill in all of number 3. Then I need to fill in 1 and 2, and then I can move on. So that's what I've been doing, trying to get all of number 3 done. So oh, thank you for the hearts. Let's see. Do you guys, is that a good enough view, or do you think you need to be backed up a little bit more? So I have the light behind there. I have a light bar. And if I need more light, then I still have these here. So that makes it even brighter back there. And these are rechargeable batteries, so that helps. Okay. Good, nice and close. Okay. I do need to get used to the table legs. I'm trying to keep as much stuff from underneath the table so I'm not bunking into it. Now what I really need is some more drawers. So next time I go to town, I'm going to go to the Dollar Tree or Dollar General or whatever it's called, and see if they have any more of the larger drawers. Those are handy. You stay a lot more organized when you have some sort of drawer system. At least I do. All right. So I don't think you can see that I put, I have these all numbered, 1 through 6. Yeah, they're hi Jewel. Yeah, it's definitely feels more open too. Oh, plus, okay, I forgot to tell you this. I did put a bunch of stuff over in the other room, like all the yarn and things like that. So, um, still more stuff that I have to go through. So the other bedroom across the hall is pretty messy right now. So now I have 2 rooms to clean up instead of 1. Of course. All right, so let's see. Do I have any more 3? And I can still lift this paper up if I need to. Oh, that's a good idea, Nikki. Yeah, I have 2 dressers in the other bedroom, and I could just put fabric in that one dresser because I don't use it for anything else. It does have clothes in it, but I don't ever wear those clothes, so I need to go through that too. All right, so I think that was my last. One of the reasons I moved this over here and left me all this room is because when even when I'm painting or doing this, sometimes I need to get up and stand back and look at it. So this way I can get up, and stand way back here and look at it and see if I have my colors the way I want them and all that, and then make changes if I need to. And then also, like I said, I can stand up and work on it for a little bit when my back gets to hurting. All right, so I think I'm going to move to I need some 1 and 2s, lighter colors. So I'm going to move all of this. Some of these do have some light spots in them that I could use, like this one. This is the tones. So I need to go lighter. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think I'm going to have this horse done this year. I was hoping to have it done. If anybody out there collect wooden thread spools, let me know, either in these comments here or in the comments after the live, because I have a whole bunch of them and I don't know what to do with them. What do you do with them? All right. Should I do, I think I'll do one first. Uh-oh. I just dropped that all over the floor. That was like picking up puzzle pieces. Hey, Jewel, what horse patterns did you buy? Did you buy this one? Because this is the first one I've done from this pattern. But the Tony Whitney pattern, I've done 2 of those. Hey, Donna. Yeah, that's pretty. I feel very blessed and I am very grateful to have this room. This room is the master bedroom in the house, but because it's upstairs, we don't use it. Um, because when we first moved here, uh, our dogs were older and they had really hard time getting up the stairs. So luckily on the main floor, there's a bedroom and it's not as big as this room, but it's a nice size room. And so we just put our bedroom there, and then we had this big room. And Brandon said, yeah, go ahead and put your, you can take it. So I have this room, and then the other bedroom that's upstairs is just a guest room. And then we have a basement too. And there's one bedroom down there. And Brandon uses that. That's his, gun room. Oh, well, if you bought the first horse pattern that I did, I'm pretty sure I did videos on those while I was doing them. Those are a lot simpler than this one. And if you so if you have your fabrics picked out, in that pattern, it has a fabric list. So you need to assign your fabrics those something from that list. All right. So I don't know. Let me see. Where did I do that with that? I don't know what I did with those. But I have this one. Okay, this is also a Tony Whitney. It's the raccoons. Isn't that cute? So get a piece of paper out. Take notes if you need to. But this is what, if you guys don't mind me talking to Jewel for just a second, I will tell you how I did it. Okay? So with these comes color strip. So you probably won't be able to find these exact fabrics. So mainly what you want to do is keeping the same shades, same tone, depending on what color you're going to make your horse. You decide, how many shades you have, but like this one is 13. Now, what I did is I get out a zipper bags, 13 of them, Ziploc bags, and I put on each bag, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down to 13. And then I put those fabrics in that bag. And so those are assigned. Now, the other thing you could do is cut a little piece off of your fabric and either stick it on each one of those so you know, because the pattern is going to tell you this is where number 1 fabric goes. This is where number 2 fabric goes, etc., etc. Right? So try to stay consistent with the pattern. The next thing you're going to want to do is they come in these large sheets, right? So what you do is you take your, see, I've moved everything, so I don't know where everything is. You're going to need a lot of heat and bond or some sort of fusible. And that's why I bought the, a roll of it. So you cut this down to this size of your pattern. And then it really helps if you have a light page, a light board or something like that. And then sticky side down, you put that over your paper and you draw out those patterns. Okay? Draw out the patterns and make sure and number them, because they're going to have, see the patterns? It's the same way with the horse. All right. Then, after you get it all drawn out on here, is you're going to cut out each one from here. So cut those out. This is before you put it on the fabric, because this page isn't just one fabric. There's a whole bunch of different fabrics on there, so you can't use the whole heat and bond for one color. So okay, so after you've traced it onto your heat and bond or whatever you're using, cut all of those out, put them in the correct bag. So like here we have R114, and really read your instructions too. Okay. So after you get them all cut out, put them in the correct bags, then get your fabric out, press it nice and flat, and then put your pieces on your fabric and iron it all down, and then cut those out. That's how you do it. Now, it comes with a big pattern of the animal. So what I did is the big pattern, I don't know where my big pattern, the big picture of the animal. I put it on here, right? And then, all right, here it is. Okay, so here's the big picture. So then what you do, in your big picture is going to have all the same numbers on it. Numbers and letters, Okay. So then get a piece of parchment paper and put it over the top of the big pattern. And then you can start putting your pieces right on the parchment paper wherever they need to go and iron them down just like I'm doing to this horse. But you're not ironing on a big piece of fabric. I don't do it that way. I think they tell you to do it that way in the instructions. I don't remember for sure, but I put a parchment over just like I'm doing this horse, and then press it on the parchment. And then once that's all done, and you want to overlap, each piece at least like 1/8 of an inch. So when you pull it off, it all stays together. And then that one big piece will be put on a piece of fabric or however you want to finish it. Really, these patterns, there is a lot to it, but they are pretty simple. To me, it's easier than doing like this horse where you're just kind of cutting your own shapes, and you don't do that with the Tony Whitney ones. They give you the shapes. I hope that helps. I don't know if I was very clear or not, but we could always do like a Zoom thing or something like that. If you want some help, I'll be glad to help you. Or I guess I could cut out the pieces and start on another one. I would like to do another color. Yeah, similar to paint by number, exactly. But it's fabric by number. Yeah, that would be fine, Jewel. Yeah, get a hold of me if you need to. Um, it is, like I said, it is very time consuming, mostly tracing all that stuff out. That's a lot of time. But I just took everything downstairs. I had a spot, set a spot up for myself on the couch, and you know, traced away. I think one of the biggest things is staying organized with it. I'm going to tell you that I'm not crazy about this AI stuff. Um, for one thing, people are creating all kinds of AI videos and then trying to pass it off as being something real, that has happened or is going to happen, or, that has happened. And it's so hard to tell now if it is a real video of something or if it's something that's been made up. And I think they need to figure out some way where those have to be stamped AI or something, you know. Is anybody else noticing this? I mean, it's terrible on the Facebook feed. It is really terrible. And um, there's all kinds of inappropriate stuff. So I think it's getting harder and harder for Facebook to monitor this stuff. I don't know. Is it just my Facebook feed that is getting bombarded? It's terrible. I know that. I was thinking about maybe getting rid of it, you know. I mean, it was hard enough to figure out what was fake news. Now it's really hard. I'm like, is that flooding really happening? Or is that fire? Is that really a real fire? Or, you know. So you have to do more research to see if that's really truly happening or not. Boy, my dog is really snoring over there. Okay, that's a number 2. I don't want that one. Okay, this one needs to have some color in it. Let's see. It'll work. Exactly, exactly, Ginger. Something will happen. We won't believe it because we'll think it's AI. I feel exactly the same way. I don't know if they're trying to do it on purpose or what. But yeah, they can make those videos look so real now. That looks good. So even though this is like the lightest color right here, I still want to have some, you know, contrast in it. So these have little specks of leaves and stuff like that, even though they're on white. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear my dog, but she's really snoring. I guess that means she's cozy on her puffy little bed over there. Yeah, I don't trust it either, Jewel. I mean, on one hand, you know, I think it's a pretty cool, it'd be pretty cool to make videos and stuff like that. But on the other hand, if you're trying to pass it off to the public as something that's real, I don't know. I don't see anything good coming from that. Like you say, you know, something real will happen, but we'll just be sensitized to not thinking it's true because we've seen so much AI crap. And people are making videos. Now, these aren't necessarily AI, but people are making stupid videos of themselves. I'm sure they've been doing this for a long time, but it seems like I'm getting more and more of that on Facebook too. Like, you guys remember like the Chippendale guys? So they'll make videos of themselves, you know, these different guys coming coming out in their blue jeans and all their muscles, and they're like, which one would you pick? You know, I mean, crazy things like that. And they do it for women too. I'm like, why is this why is this on my Facebook? So I have to keep telling Facebook, not interested, not interested, not interested. It's like people don't have anything better to do, and everybody is a cameraman nowadays. Okay, I'll go read the chat over here. Oh, yeah, and all the jobs that are eliminated. Yep, very true. Hey, Valerie. Yeah, yeah, she kind of stopped for now, but she was really snoring there for a minute. Well, I'm going to have to look and see if there's some sort of stamp that says that this is AI video or what, but I haven't seen anything yet that would indicate that. But I will look. Yeah, Brenda, wasn't that was that what was his name? Wells? That Wells guy that he broadcasted over the radio about an alien invasion and people were just freaking out. I don't remember exactly when that happened, but I remember hearing about it when I was younger. All right, let's see. One. Okay, it looks like I got all of the number ones, so I can move over to number two. Oh, I didn't need all of that. So what am I going to do with all these leftover pieces? Just save them for another project. What I'll probably do is put them in Ziploc bags and then put them in the appropriate drawer, you know, for lights, darks, what have you. because I'll want to use these for these little containers for other projects. All right. Now I'm on 2. I don't think I need to dump that out. Because I don't, let's see. Yeah. Might have to take some of them out. Oh, yeah, Orson Welles. Okay, I got the last name right anyway. Hi, Mona. Okay, let's see. I've been having a lot of my heart palpitation things going on the last couple of weeks. That's why I haven't been here. I feel pretty good today so far. I think I might have to go back in and see the heart doctor. And maybe get my medication adjusted or something. I don't know. And I found out that I have high cholesterol. So I've been doing some research on that and trying to adjust my diet because I don't really want to take medication. My number was 299. So that's pretty high. The good news is my good cholesterol, the H whatever, it's high also, so that kind of helps. But so I've been looking at cholesterol on packages and stuff like that, and just trying to eat healthier before I go back in. I see a doctor like the second week of April, so I might have her do another blood test and see if I've improved at all. Yeah, because I definitely don't want to take any medicine if I don't have to. Oh, turmeric. I heard that. I don't. That stuff hurts my stomach though. I could put a little bit in there, but I've been using ginger and I made a big list of all the stuff. So, fish oil. No, oh, that's, you're asking Susan. I'm thinking about dropping the sew sampler box. It is going up another $5. And, I think I've been getting it for about 4 years now, or close to that. Um, if this box, the March box, has the last block of the month thing in it and the finishing pattern, then I'm probably gonna I might drop April. Although April is their anniversary month, and that's usually a good box. So I might keep April and see what's going to happen, but it's still a fairly good price if you compare it to the other boxes that are out there. My biggest thing, I think, with the sew sampler is I really don't need all of those accessories. You know, when I was going through stuff, oh man, I mean, you had to see the box of accessory stuff I'm getting rid of. No, that's the big thing. If I think it's a great box when you're new to sewing, because it gives you samples of stuff. But I don't need any. I don't need any more samples. I plenty of rulers. Yeah, I guess they sent out an email about the price increase. If I do get something, I might switch to like just get some fat quarters every month, like from the boutique line. I was thinking about switching and doing that. Yeah, I think next time I will move my laptop over here so I can read it easier. closer to having number 2 done. Alpha clippers. Huh. Well, I heard about it from that other one of the ladies that does a sew sampler box opening. Huh. Maybe she's wrong. I mean, I didn't see an email. I'm not talking that I could be talking out of turn. I guess I'm going to have to look it up. I can't remember the girl that I watched. I can't remember her name. She talked about it. But if Susan and Jamie haven't heard about it, it makes me wonder. Oh, good, Donna. I'm glad. I'm glad that works. I think it's better over here than it was over on the other table for sure. Okay, I got to stand up for a minute. Hey, Jamie, how are you doing? Yeah, I watched the box opening for March, and I'm pretty sure she said that the price was going up $5 next month. So yeah, get up for a minute. So this is, you can see how light it is here. That's number 2. So I'll fill that in. And I have some more right here. There. A little bit in here, then here. I think I have a couple of spots right here. Then I can switch over to, which isn't that much. Then I can switch over to 4. Yeah. This is 4 also. And all of this big spot right here is supposed to be number 6. So it's going to be really dark. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Not too bad. Beautiful sunny day out there. Neighbor is burning the ditches. Luckily, the wind isn't hardly blowing, and it's blowing in the correct direction, which is not at the house. So one of the things I found out that I could eat when you have high cholesterol are nuts, pistachios. So I got some of those. And I can eat walnuts. So I've really cut back on eating butter because I used to eat toast, wheat toast with butter every morning. So I cut out the butter, which is really hard to do because I love butter. And I'm trying to use more like olive oil in my cooking. And I cut back on candy. I've actually think I've lost a few pounds. No, Susan, this month in March, I paid $29.99 or whatever. So yeah, it's gone up $5. So plus you're going to have to pay for shipping, and you have like a few options on that. Did it say that price included shipping? Willa likes pistachios too. You can only have one. There you go. Exactly, Geraldine. That's what I figured. Now I know I am drinking a soda pop, but I do that. I get one a week. And I am going to quit doing that, but I'm weaning myself off of it. Not that it has cholesterol in it, but it does have, oh my word, a lot of sugar. I mean, 83% sugar. That'll wake you up. And I don't like diet pop, so I'm not going to do that. Oh yeah, I might switch to like ginger ale, or I like a grapefruit soda. That's good. I'll try and find something other than Pepsi, because that Pepsi's got a lot of sugar in it. Okay. Yep. So it did go up, Susan. She says 24.95 plus shipping. So went up $5. All right. Back to work. Yeah, that's what I saw too, Jewel. Yep. Going up $5. So, guess we just need to figure out whether it is worth it or not. So it'll be about $40. That includes your shipping. Plus you have to pay sales tax depending on where you live. What that for? So what are you guys working on today? Is anybody sewing or doing any other crafts? Oh yeah, you could pay an extra $5 to get the box faster. Yeah. Okay, let me see. I have to go back up and see what Jamie said here. Hi, Kathy. Okay, Polly is knitting a sweater. Cool. Jamie's cooking dinner and cutting threads. Geraldine is long arming and piecing a flannel quilt. Brenda is working on her Iris Legit kit. Kathy is cross stitching. Cool. I don't know if you was here earlier, Kathy, or not, and seen my cross stitch that I started this month. It's called Stitchy Stars by Lori Holt. And that's my progress. So somebody said something about triglycerides. I was trying to see that. Hold on a second. Okay. Okay. I don't know if this is good or not. So the range is 0 to 200 for triglycerides. And it says I'm 242. So I'm like 42 over range. But yeah, so I'll talk to her about this. Calcium level 9.4, which is within range. So that's good. Cholesterol level 299. LDL cholesterol 191. LDL cholesterol 48, HDL cholesterol 59. So it's on the higher end, but it's within range. Cholesterol ratio 3.2. I don't know if that's good or not. Exactly, Jamie. I am trying to cut back on the sugar. I know I'm sitting here drinking a pop, but that's, I've only had one this week. I get to have a pop on Sunday, which probably ruins it for the rest of the week, and I'm cutting back on, like, I don't eat white bread. Most of the breads that I eat are all grain type breads, and I don't eat very much of that. Okay, so I need to figure out triglycerides. Okay, I'll look it up. Thanks for the information, you guys. I appreciate it. Hi, Lori. All right, let's see. Where are we here? Most of the time, I drink tea, and I don't use real sugar. I use a little bit of honey. Peppermint tea, green tea, stuff that's not non-caffeine. No, I haven't made one of those, Valerie. Oh, you're welcome, Kathy. That's really interesting, Brenda. Oh, Jamie, that sounds like fun. Taking the quilted joy bus to Paducah. Fun, fun, fun. Okay. Okay, let's see. Doing good here. Moving right along. Hi, Chris. Welcome up. Hope your nap was good. I'm going to try not to take a nap today. I don't know if that'll work or not, but what I should do is get up and do something different for a little bit. But sometimes when you get going on something, you feel kind of like you're on a roll. Oh, I was going to show you guys a, a quilt that I was thinking about making out of layer cake. And it's just turning the layer cake squares on point and sewing them together that way. I have a layer cake that's blue and whites, and I thought that would be really pretty. So I need to figure out the math for it, whether I need one layer cake or two layer cakes. I really need to try and get this horse done before August. And what I mean by done is done, everything done. And I just don't, well, I just don't see that happening. Not if I keep having episodes, heart episodes. Because when that happens to me, all I can do is really lay down or, stay down until my heart quits beating erratically. And it really wears you out. You feel like you ran a mile or two when you haven't done anything. Well, hi, Jim. How are you doing? Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Need a little bit of purple right there. Got to have purple. Oh, Jim's been raining all day. And Jamie is warm and sunny in Kentucky. We got about, last time I checked, it was about 45, but it is sunny out. So that's good. The only thing about me moving my area to this spot is I can't see outside now. But that's all right. I also thought about having this up against the patio door, and then I would have that light coming in all the time. But there's sometimes when you don't want as much light on a project. So I decided it would be better to have the light coming from behind me. And if I needed more light in the back, I could just, turn the light on. Oh, walk 3 miles? Wow. Nice. That was a nice little hike. Now, I might have to finish this lower part after I move the horse up. I'm running out of space here. It's getting tight. Let's see. Looks like a doing good, doing good. What time is it? Oh, it's almost 3 o'clock. Need to be able to have the radio on instead of listening to you know who snoring. stand up for a minute. I'm back. Hi, Lori. How are you doing? Yeah, I think I am going to move that laptop over here on the left-hand side. It'd be a lot easier for me to read it. I could just pile up fabric. When I get ready to start putting my fabric colors in my drawers over here, most of these are all fat quarters. They're over here. So I'm gonna cut them the same size as my heat and bond, and I'm just gonna iron the whole sheet right onto it. And then I'm gonna put those colors, separate the colors out into the drawers. So I'll have one for whites, yellows, orange, you know, light blue, dark blue, light green, dark green, stuff like that, right? That'll make it a lot easier to find stuff. And then I'll still use these too, and these will be for cut up pieces. And hopefully that'll help make projects go faster. So here's the rest of the horse. I'm working on the neck area, the breast. I fixed this section right here. And I don't know, I might still do a little bit more right in here. I'm not sure yet. And I still need to do the eye and around the eye. And of course I still have a lot of spots here and there right on the face. Oh, there's the nose. Wonder what it's going to look like once I do the thread painting, quilting on it. Oh, and enjoy your dinner, Joan. Thanks for being here. So yeah, the picture that Emily Taylor did of her horse is this. So she used different colors than what I'm using. But I am using blues and some purples like she did. Oh, enjoying your day hanging out with the wife. That's good. It's good to enjoy that. Okay. Thanks, Kathy. Oh, and Kathy, I don't know if you were here, but earlier I did, or for any of those of you that wasn't here earlier, I did a little tour on the sewing room, how I changed it around and stuff. So if you're interested, you could go back and watch that. I want to say about 15 minutes after I started the live, something like that. Brandon's doing okay. But a couple of days ago, he noticed one of his pickup trucks out there had a flat tire. So I should go check on him. So he's working on that. I'll be right back. So I think he's out in the garage banging on something. So I guess he's okay if I can hear him, right? So he's going to try not to take a nap today too. So he said when he gets tired, he's going to go outside and find something. If it's a nice day, he's going to find something to do outside. So we'll see how long he lasts. I'm guessing he'll come in and need to take a nap, but right. Let's see. I'm just going to keep going. You know, you guys are free to come and go as you please, of course. But I'm just going to keep on working on this. For a while longer anyway, till I get too hungry. Hi, Day. How are you doing? Okay, I think I can move on to color 4. No, I have to come back and do this lower part on color 2. One, two, 3, 4. Yeah, I hadn't been feeling too good today, but I'm feeling okay today. So, um, Brandon's doing okay today too. So are the pups. All right. Oh, I can do 4 along here. Those are going to be thin ones. It's not all my 4s, is it? I bet you I mixed my 3s and 4s together. All right, let's see if there's some dark, but not too dark. Oh, I hate it when I do that. But I could do 4s and 5s at the same time. Yeah, I think I mixed them together, you guys. These are all supposed to be the darkest. That one's not that dark. Okay. Hey, Katie. How are you doing? So that's the color range of 4 that I want. Nothing too much darker than that. So like this piece here has some really light, but it also has some dark. So I can just cut that light out. Try to stay mostly in the dark there. And then see where I want to put it. which will be right there. I like the fabrics that have the little spots in it. I'm using Heat and Bond, but I have used Steam and Seam, and I like it too. But I got a bolt of Heat and Bond Light because, you know, I knew I would be using a lot of it, and I got a pretty good price on that. So, and I'm happy with it. I know, like Emily Taylor uses that Steam and Seam Ultralight, I think it is, and she really likes it. But you know, with it, she can stick. It's kind of tacky. Like this is not tacky at all, right? So, but Steam and Seam is a little tacky, and so she can like put a piece on there and it'll stay without pressing it, but mine doesn't. So I have to iron it down. That's the only real differences I see in them. Okay, I think that would be another good piece right there. There was one thing I didn't want to do was run out a fusible in the middle of a project. Because that would suck. That'd be like running out of fabric. That piece looks more like a 5 instead of a 4. So even though I cut it out thinking 4, once I put it up there, I realized it was a little too dark for 4. So I'm going to use it on 5 instead, which is just fine because this happens to be right next to 4 and 5 are right next to each other right here. I don't know if you can tell in there or not, but yeah, that piece was a bit darker. Wonder if my camera battery is starting to die. I might need I wish my dog would stay on her bed because I'm afraid I'm going to run over her with the chair. Trying to get a extension cord. For my charger so I can plug you guys in just in case. Huh. All right, it said I had 38%, so that's good. What are you up to today, Katie? Is the hubby still home? And where are you at, Day? Are you back home or on the road somewhere? Inquiring minds would like to know. Because I'm nosy. I saw that you were on Zoom for a while today. And I was going to try and join you, but I just ran out of time. Let's see. I don't really want that. Well, it doesn't matter if it's squared off or not, but okay, let's see. Is that 5 or 4? I think it looks good right there. Oh, nice. Nice day. Oh, awesome, Katie. Katie's husband is home and Day is in Charleston. Oh, you're going to be there for a while. Okay. And then Indie month. That'll be fun. You're lucky to be able to travel around. I want to go to these different places in the United States where you can look for gemstones and stuff. That's what I want to do this summer. There's some places in Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Colorado. So we're still looking around for a little motorhome. And I want to take the fishing poles and my gold metal detector and stuff like that. I think that would be fun. I don't know if I'm going to have to do any huckleberrying this year or not because I counted and I still have like 12 gallons of huckleberries in the freezer. So that means I don't have to be home in August. Let's see. Of course, this might be the best area to be in August because, you know, it's not that hot here. But I'm kind of wondering about this summer after the winter we had being so mild. It is probably going to be a hot summer. Yep, do it now while we can. So I'm thinking, even if we can't do the motorhome thing, you know, we could go on day trips. So I just need to do a little research and see where the best places to go might be. Let's see, do I want that? Yeah, I think that'll be all right there. Some of these fabrics have little flowers on them. So I like to cut those out here and there and add them where I can. Just because I think it looks cool. That's a good spot. Not necessarily the whole flower, like that's half of a flower. Okay, let's see. So right now I'm working on color 4 and 5 because they are right next to each other here. So some of the fabric I'm picking out, part of it has a lighter section and then a darker section. So I'm kind of like hitting one bird with, or hitting two birds with one stone. I think it really did help cutting a bunch of these up, you know, doing pre-cut. I think that helped a lot. You know, just take your fabric and sit down somewhere, you know, take your sheets like this and just cut out, you know, randomly pieces. And like on this one, you got a lot of different shades of dark and light. So I might come in here and just cut out light parts, different shapes of lights, and then different shapes of the dark. And then that gives me like, this piece right here would be three, maybe even four different shade areas. So like what I mean is this piece right here could be like considered a number 2. And then we have like here could be a number 3, 4. And then over here is real pretty dark. That could be 5. And that's what I like about batiks. I have so many shades. Don't want that there. Okay. There's a good spot. And I'm not worrying too much about the edge because I'll come back later with a nice sharp pair of scissors and trim up those edges once I have everything together. So they, they're not going to be perfectly edged right. Let me read the comments here for a minute. Yeah, I'm meandering my fabric. um, I may have said this already. These are all batiks. Um, I have not used any regular cotton on this project. All batiks. Oh, thank you, Rita. I appreciate that. And hello, by the way. Glad you're here. Yeah, and because we're in the Rocky Mountain area, Yellowstone, all that. I mean, there are lots of opportunities um, and different areas to go look for gemstones and stuff like that. But there are places where they like sell you a bucket, you know, and then you go sift through it and see if you can find, have any gemstones. And I think they guarantee you so much of it from each bucket. But I've been watching some YouTube channels about it, And even like a, 3-day trip would be fun. 3, 4 days. If we could find a place that's not too expensive, like if we didn't take a camper, you know, stay at a hotel. But I hate to do that, but I'm definitely not gonna. Well, I say that. I say I'm not, but who knows? I don't want to be in a tent. I don't want to do that. What might not be so too bad is just to get a small pool trailer camper. I, I would go for that because we have plenty of pickup trucks that would pull something like that. But I am also going to start having yard sales on the weekend when the weather is nice so I can start getting rid of some stuff. Boy, it is super nice outside. We had that herd of elk in the yard this morning, and looks like uh, most of the babies, the young, the year-old ones, made it through the winter. So I was really happy to see that. That's a one of the good things, I guess, about having a mild winter is that the elk made it through, or the young'uns. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so they came through and mowed the yard for us, which is always nice. But, we have, so there's no snow in the yard now at all. And you know what that means when you have two dogs, right? I need to get out there and pick up the doggy doo. Not a fun chore. I even have a doggy doo song that I sing. Picking up poo, just picking up poo. Is that funny? There's more to the song than that, but that's basically how it goes. Here I am walking alone, picking up poo. Me and my pooper scooper in my bucket. Yeah, so I take a 5-gallon bucket around the yard with a pooper and a scooper, you know, and I start on one side of the yard till it gets about half full. Then I go dump it out, out, away from the house. I don't understand, you know, the dogs have all this room, all this Forest Service land around us, but, you know, they got to go right in the yard. And the neighbor's dog, you know, enjoys our yard also. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I told Brandon. Even when I was a kid, I was on poop patrol, poop and garbage. Because you know how it is. I mean, I don't throw garbage in the yard. Uh, you know, if I like, if you're outside and you're gonna have a piece of candy or something, I take that and put it in my pocket, the wrapping. You know, I don't throw it on the ground. But somehow, every year, we have little pieces of garbage in the yard. I'm like, where is this coming from? You know, maybe the birds. Oh, hey, maybe the birds are using some of it as nesting material or something. I just thought of that. I mean, that could be. It's hard to say. Speaking of birds, oh my word, we had tons of birds in the yard this morning. We had grosbeak. They have yellow on them and brown, depending on if they're the male or female. Man, they were flying everywhere. And it was so noisy outside. And a bird hit the window, but thank goodness, not hard enough to where, you know, it died. It was fine. It, you know, he was a little dizzy for a few minutes, but he got up and flew off. So, and then we have red-winged blackbirds, and oh, the bluebirds were here this morning, so I think they're back. And the robins showed up about a week ago, and I haven't seen the swallows yet. But they should be back anytime. And I haven't seen any hummingbirds yet. They usually don't show up until mid April or so, but because of this weather being so nice, I'm kind of wondering if they'll be here early. So I'm kind of, you know, keeping an eye out for them. Let's see. So Brandon went and cleaned out birdhouses the other day. I love having the birds around. Oh yeah, I wish my husband would do the doggy duty. And when we lived in a town, we bought one of those doggy um, septic tanks, and it actually worked fairly well. So you know, you bury it in the ground, um, and there's stuff you put in it to, you know, you got to add water and do all this stuff to it. And that worked fairly well. And that was when we had 4 dogs. And our yard was probably 100 by 100. That was our lot size. Yeah, that that chore was not fun. I know I could train them, you know, to go over to the Forest Service area, and they actually a lot of times they'll wait when Brandon takes them on a walk. But in the wintertime, you know, they don't want to go that far, I guess. And I can't blame them, especially if it's snowing out, you know, or raining. Willa does not want to go off the porch when it's raining. She's like, no, thank you. I don't have to go that bad, Mom. She can really hold it. It amazes me. Not that I make her. I mean, I want her to go out, you know. But it kind of surprises me because a lot of times spayed females, especially, don't hold their bladders as well. And, um, but she has done fine. So we still have a really thin strip of snow on the north side of the house, but not very much at all. Alrighty, let's see. How are we doing here? Oh, now I pretty much filled in all that 4. There's a few little spots left open here and there. See if any of my little pieces can fill any of that in. And I need to um, take care of some of the flower beds. But I was kind of letting the grass dry up a little bit so I don't get soaked when I sit down. Takes a long time, huh? Takes a long time. Let's see. I like that piece, even though it's a little too big, but I might put other colors over it. And it's about the right shape there on the edge. So I like that. Got a little bit right there on this edge. I need a long dark piece. I love it when I don't have to cut a piece and it just fits right where it's supposed to. Try to get little pieces of purple in there, here and there. I'm starting to get kind of hungry for a little bit of lunch. Now, one of the things I saw about cholesterol was trying to eat more fish, preferably like seafood type stuff. So I ate some kipper snacks the other day. I tried sardines, but I'm not not so crazy about those. I can hear Brandon downstairs. Okay. There. Sometimes when you move these pieces around, you can kind of find a spot where it looks good. Okay. Let's see. Read the chat here. Yeah, Willa doesn't, very seldom does Willa get me up at night. But Brandon's dog, Annie, gets him up all the time. Every now and again, it'll wake me up and I'll let her out, but most of the time I let Brandon deal with it because I'm like, well, that's your dog. But of course, she has to go out and bark. I guess I could fill this in right here. This is also 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So I could fill all those in. And then if I find certain pieces for here, finish those little teeny pieces up, I could do that. I also have 4 up here too. All right. Let's see. What time is it? Oh, wow, it's 4 o'clock. I'll eat a few seeds here. How's that looking, you guys? I'll take a little break and read the chat. No wildfires yet. No smoke. No smoke. Oh, that would be nice, Rita. If the I could get Willa to do that, but I don't think I could get Annie to. Let's see, there's more that goes on that nose on the outside edge here. So that'll be fixed. Some lighter fabrics. And of course there are spots inside the nose. Oh, yeah, there's service dogs. Yeah, so they're well trained. Well, that looks pretty good from back here. Yeah. Yeah, when you step back away from it, I'm about 4 feet away now. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Also be glad when I redo the the hair on top, the mane. I gotta fix that. I might be able to do some of that with thread. I think Brandon came in. I'm wondering if he decided to take a nap. Should we take a bets on it? Oh, it feels good to stand up for a minute. Drinking cooled off peppermint tea. I also need to burn the ditch below the house. Otherwise, it's going to get all plugged up and overflow into the road, and that's not good. Do you guys want to see it stepping back a little bit? I'm not sure how much longer I'll be on, but I'm going to keep working on it. So I'm just going to let this play. I mean, doesn't hurt anything. Let's see. I'll unplug this. Step back here for a second. There. Looking good, huh, guys? Looks a lot different when you step back, huh? Kind of get an overview of it. Oh, I still hear Brandon. Guess he didn't take a nap. Good thing I didn't bed, or not bed. Yeah, bed. What do you think, Willa? What do you think, Willa girl? I need to do one of Willa. Oh, baby. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. So I still have, you know, all of this over here to do too, of course, and all of that. All right, so I'm going to bring you back up and I think I'll reshape this a little bit right here. What? Yeah, when it's way back here, you can't really tell that it's fabric or anything. Thank you, you guys. Okay, I'm going to move the camera back up. And, oh, what's this? More fabric. Imagine that. Okay, here we go. Oh, hey, Donna. Thank you. Good to see you. I hope you're feeling well. You kind of got my shadow. Well, not much I can do about that unless I turn on another light. Oh, you think the eye looks perfect from back there? Yeah, I have a little bit of fabric still underneath the eye that I need to pick out for that. So, but I'm going to do that standing up because you need to, I don't know. Sometimes you could just see things better when you're a little further away than being right on top of it, especially the eyes and the nose and ears. Oh, thanks, Rita. And thanks, Baron. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Okay, let's see. I would really like, you know what I should have done was bring up a lunch box. So I could have snacks, right? And lunch. Okay. question is, should I keep working on 4 while I have it out, or move to 5 and 6 and work on it this way? I think I'm just going to keep on working on 4. Close enough. This piece has another flower in it. All right, let's see. Let's get Oh, thanks, Jamie. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Gotta love those thumbs ups. Let's see. No, I think that's a little too dark. It'll probably be okay in the 5. I need some light colors, please. Too dark. Thank you, Meredith. How are you doing today? Has anybody out there watched that new show? I think it's called Madison. Has Kurt Russell and Michelle Pfeiffer in it. I tried to watch it, but I found it to be really sad and depressing, and so I'm like, I don't think I can do this. I mean, the whole thing is going to be her thinking back about him, and so that makes it so he's still in it, but it looks like she is going to go through his journals and go to all the places that he wanted her to go, but she didn't want to go to them. So now she's going to, now that he's dead. And I mean, yeah, I mean, it has a good point. Don't wait, you know, don't wait until it's too late. But I can't watch something like that. That's just so, to me, that's just so depressing. I'm sure it's a good show, you know, it'll be a good show for somebody. And they're good, good actors, but kind of reminds me of, what was that one show that came out about that, like, love letters or the Notebook? Is that what it was called? Might have been the Notebook. Kind of like that. So I think there's only been a few episodes. I think it's on Paramount. Anyway, Brandon tried watching it again last night, and um, I think he puts stuff on TV like that because he thinks that I'm going to want to watch it. And but what he doesn't understand is not so much what he's watching on TV, it's how loud the TV is. So for some reason at night in the evening, he likes to turn the TV up. And I just do not like it that loud. Can't hear myself even think. And so I end up going in the bedroom and putting something on the TV, usually some sort of documentary. Yeah, he just doesn't understand that it's, and he thinks the volume is fine, of course. So I don't even say anything to him. I just get up and go in a different room. Well, time for me to leave. Yeah, it hasn't been out very long. Okay, let's see what we have here. I need to get some other blues in here, I think. Let's see. Something that's not too dark. Do, 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 do. 4:30 already. Let's see. Hey, Kathy Quilts, how you doing? Hi, Pastry Queen. How you doing, girl? Honey and you are getting into doing collage? Oh, that is cool. No, Kathy, I've never used solid fabric. I personally don't care so much for solid fabrics. It's not my jam. I like texture. This one's kind of light. Let's save it for... like it right there. I'm feeling better today than I have been the last couple of weeks. And vacation sounds like fun. Where are you going to go? That needs to be darker there. Yeah. Skip that one for now. Well, I'm going to get ready to get off here, you guys, because we're going on 5 o'clock. And that's probably long enough. And I need to start thinking about what we're going to do for dinner. Which I have to think about more carefully these days. Lots of veggies. Oh, awesome, Kathy. Yeah, Brandon's mom used to be really into that um, baseball. That's what she used to do every year, too. I do like baseball, but baseball is one of those things that I like to be there and watch it. I used to play baseball, softball. Um, Played on all girls team and also played on co-ed. I used to play. I was the catcher. My favorite position. But I had pretty strong legs back then. Oh, first base and pitcher. Awesome. Good positions. Yeah, I much rather been infield. I had a good arm, but it did best if I was thrown to first, second, or third, not from way out in the field. You know what I mean? I could throw pretty fast and hard and pretty accurate, but you put me out in the field and trying to get the ball all the way in wasn't going to happen unless I lopped it, you know, threw it high up in the air. I mean, it wasn't so bad if I threw it into second or first base, but no, I just like playing catcher. And I wasn't too bad at pitching, but I preferred catching. I like stand there, go ahead, run me over. The guys weren't too bad, but some of the ladies, they would try and run you over. Oh, Willa. Exactly, Kathy. Yeah, I'll probably do some sort of stir fry. I kind of had a stir fry last night too, so that's my new thing. Vegetables, stir fries. But that's okay. I really like Chinese food as long as it doesn't have too much sodium, salt, and crap in it. But, since I make it from scratch, I can add what I want. Or I could do like shish kebabs. Those are really good. Ooh, that sounds kind of good. Maybe I'll do. Brandon really likes shish kebabs too. That sounds good. What I'm surprised is I can have potatoes. So, yeah. Oh, you played on your church's team? Hmm. We had sponsors. So different outfits in town, you know. This is when I lived in Emmett, Idaho. Still sitting here thinking about what I want to cook. If I do a shish kebabs with bell pepper, I like red peppers, red bell peppers, and mushrooms, some sort of meat. I might probably do chicken and maybe a salad, huh? Maybe I was thinking about making an apples and walnuts and raisin salad, you know, like a little fruit salad. Now, see, I'm getting hungry. Oh, sweet potatoes. Yeah, I bought some sweet potatoes yesterday. That sounds good too. Everything sounds good when you're hungry. Okay, you guys. Okay, I will do that. Let me go get a pencil. So here's a pencil. Here's a paper. Is that on YouTube? Yes. Okay. Thank you, Jamie. I'll check it out. I appreciate it. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I know I was on for quite a while, but I sure appreciate you spending your Sunday time with me. It was so good to see everybody. And hopefully I'll be back on next Sunday. And if I can and able, I'll try and come on back on during the week. Have a great vacation, Kathy, and rest up. Enjoy your time. So I love you all. Take care, and I'll see you next time, okay? Bye for now.